Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. We've got another packed railway news roundup today, with major upgrades on the Fife Circle electrification project, the Borders Railway, North Clyde upgrades, Northern's incoming Class 350 fleet, an unusual locomotive rescue, the Severn Tunnel rewiring project, and an exciting new electrification test facility that's just opened. Let's get straight into it. We'll begin with the Fife electrification project, where more engineering work has now been confirmed ahead of the next major closures. Network Rail has announced additional bridge demolition work as part of the programme. This includes the Murray Spot Farm Bridge, Benachie Road Bridge, and the Thornton Station Road Bridge. The three closures land on the following dates: the 10th to the 20th of October from Inverkeithing to Thornton North Junction, the 20th to the 24th of October from Thornton North to Cooper and Hilton Junction, and the 24th to the 28th of October for Lochgelly to Glenrothes. As electrification progresses, several bridges with insufficient clearance either need to be rebuilt or demolished to allow the installation of the new 25 kV overhead wires. Another key location where work has already taken place is Markinch Station, where parapets have already been installed to the side of the footbridge at the station. And here's what the new parapets look like. They're not very appealing, but they do the job. Meanwhile, the section between Haymarket and Dalmeny is now looking very close to completion. As of Sunday the 5th of July, all shafts for installation of overhead line equipment have now been completed. This also means that all sections of the line now have overhead wires attached, but not necessarily registered, as this will continue into September. As shown in this footage, all the remaining wires and masts have been installed at South Gyle, awaiting registration in the coming weeks. Next up is a significant investment in Scotland's oldest electrified railway. Network Rail has already begun a £20 million programme to renew sections of overhead line equipment on the North Clyde line. This infrastructure dates back to the 1960s, meaning many components are now around 65 years old and reaching the end of their operational lifetime. While the North Clyde line has remained reliable over the decades, equipment such as insulators, registration assemblies, and support structures inevitably deteriorate with age. The majority of the intensive work will take place over the Christmas and New Year periods during the next 3 years, when passenger numbers are low and longer engineering possessions are available. However, preparatory works have already begun, with renewals gradually starting before the larger blockades commence. Rather than expanding electrification, this project focuses on replacing aging infrastructure to ensure reliability and electric services for decades to come. Over in England, Northern has confirmed plans to receive 37 Class 350-2 electric multiple units. These trains will replace Northern's ageing fleet of Class 323s, which are now between 31 and 34 years old. The 323s have earned a reputation for reliability, but sourcing spare parts has become increasingly difficult, making long-term maintenance more challenging. The incoming Class 350s will also provide a major capacity boost. Northern's current fleet consists of 34 3-car Class 323s. The replacement fleet will consist of 37 4-car Class 350s, representing an increase of 46 additional passenger coaches across the fleet. This should significantly improve capacity on some of Northern's busiest commuter routes while also modernising the operator's electric fleet. The new fleet will receive a £25 million refurb, and the first 5 will enter service late next year. Back in Scotland, work on the Borders Railway electrification continues to accelerate. This footage, courtesy of RTF Trains on YouTube, shows piles being installed around the Tweedbank area in late March. As well as this, construction activity has now begun around the Gala Shields area, where piles are already being installed for future overhead line electrification masts. Further north, piling work has already been progressing near New Craighall, showing that construction is now simultaneously taking place at multiple locations along the route. While overhead masts themselves are still some way off, piling represents one of the first major visible stages of electrification and lays the foundations for future overhead line installation. One of the most exciting developments in UK railway technology, the Long Marston Modular Electric Test Facility. A new modular electrification demonstrator has been developed at Long Marston, showcasing a completely new approach to supplying power for future railway electrification. At the heart of the project is a first-of-its-kind rail charging converter, or RCC. Instead of requiring a dedicated national grid connection, the system converts a standard 11 kV local electricity supply into a 25 kV AC current, which is required for the overhead lines. The test track itself is approximately 3.5 kilometers long and supports 50 miles an hour bi-directional running, providing a realistic environment for testing. The overhead line equipment uses the new SciCat SX system, allowing mass spacing of up to 112 meters, potentially reducing installation costs compared to traditional electrification. The facility also incorporates AWS and TPWS while being designed to support future ETCS testing. Perhaps most importantly, because the installation is modular and relatively inexpensive, it provides an affordable environment for testing different types of rolling stock and traction technologies without needing to access the live railway. Projects like this could play an important role in accelerating future electrification across Britain. Another interesting infrastructure project that is taking place is in the Severn Tunnel. Over the course of 16 days, Network Rail and its contractors completed a £23 million upgrade to fully replace the overhead lines in the tunnel. This is because the Severn Tunnel is one of the most challenging environments on the UK network. This is because its unique combination of salt water and moisture has accelerated wear on overhead line equipment through bimetallic erosion, where different metals react in wet, salty conditions and deteriorate more quickly. Rather than simply renewing existing equipment, Network Rail is replacing the tunnel's unique rigid conductor rail system with a conventional overhead catenary wire. Rigid conductor systems are often used in side tunnels because they provide a compact solution where clearances are limited. However, replacing it with conventional overhead wiring should simplify future maintenance while bringing the tunnel in line with more standard electrification systems used elsewhere across the network. Although passengers may notice little difference, this represents a significant engineering change beneath one of Britain's most important railway tunnels. The project included replacing 838 overhead line support arms, installing 14,000 new meters of wiring, installing more than 7 kilometers of single copper contact wire supported by modified bridge arms, and replacing 7,200 meters of aging equipment throughout the tunnel. Those are all of the recent major railway developments. If you enjoyed this roundup, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and let me know in the comments which story you found the most interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.